So it's Thursday. This week seems to be taking a long time to get over. I feel like the reason why it feels like it's such a long week is because this week has been off compared to most weeks. Like, my training schedule has been all over the place. Valentine's Day, I feel like, threw things off. I don't know. Feels like a long week, though. But it's cool. We're almost through, right? Ohio's deciding to do its weird thing. It is currently, according to my temp gauge in the truck, 57 degrees this morning. Which is pretty intense, really, when you think about it. Because, like, 57, 60, like, those are spring numbers. And I know winter's not over yet. So I'm kind of curious what that's going to look like for our weather in the next, like, week. Anyway, so something I've learned in the last 24 hours is meatloaf wrecks me. I don't normally have acid reflux, but apparently meatloaf and, like, really saucy foods have started to get to me a little bit more than usual. So with the coming of age, I'm gonna have to start investing in some Pepto, which I'm not looking forward to. Had a really, really good time last night. We watched a comedy on TV. We just enjoyed each other, and I feel like a lot of people don't do enough of that anymore. They don't enjoy the company that they're with. So I feel like that needs to be something we all work on. It's really weird. Anyway. But that's what's going on right now. I mean, I don't have a whole lot to say right now. I don't know why. This, last night, I think, got me jacked up pretty bad. I got up at like 1:30 in the morning because I was having issues, and I was up for about 45 minutes dealing with that. And I think that's got my mind clouded some. So we'll see what the day holds. Hopefully I come up with some good stuff. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So, yesterday's video attempt was a very, 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 very piss poor video attempt, and I apologize. I uploaded it just because, I don't know, maybe I wanted to stand out as everybody has their off days. Because everybody does. Everybody has days where they don't carry through what they want to, needed to, plan to, etc. And yesterday was one of them. This week has been really wonky for me. I don't know why. I've been having a lot of ups and downs this week. In my head. Like, ups and downs in my head. As you hear, my sinuses are back, which is wonderful. But, just a lot of stuff going on in my head this week. And because of it, I know my videos haven't necessarily been as effective as they usually are. And I apologize. I have been attempting to put out better content. Or I should say more content. And I think in doing so, I've kind of sacrificed the good conversation points that used to happen in my videos. I've been more consumed about trying to squeeze extra shots in and extra this and extra that I haven't really been speaking real fire on anything. And I try to be motivational in my videos. I try to be a positive voice, because I know a lot of us don't get that, you know. A lot of us come from really, really bad places. Bad places physically, bad places in life, bad places mentally, whatever. So I try to speak motivational, strong, powerful things into you guys when you watch my videos, because I feel like that the world doesn't have enough of that. We don't get enough of that. We don't get enough of the real powerful output into our lives. We get more false and mediocre perspectives, and I feel like that needs to change. For instance, me and a couple of the guys at work yesterday, we were talking about how, and I know I'm about to touch a really touchy subject, so if this video does not get watched all the way through, I understand. If you don't want to hear my perspective, or if you disagree, that you stop, that's fine. I mean, unlike me, unsubscribe, whatever you got to do if you don't feel comfortable with what I'm talking about. Me and a couple of the guys at work were talking yesterday about how bad social media has become and the crippling effect it's been having on our society. Such as YouTube, such as Facebook and FaceTime and those kind of things. We've drifted away from the core fundamentals of friendships. And not only core fundamentals of friendships, but core fundamentals of human interaction. We feel like we're so connected because we have Facebook, and we're so connected because we have FaceTime, and we're able to touch base with people that are on complete opposite sides of the globe, which in some cases are true. However, you also have the other side. You have the side that has, husband and wives sitting in the same room, sending messages across to each other. You have neighborhood kids who would much rather hop online and play an online video game with each other than actually go to one another's house and play. There's a lot of gray area to the social media world, and I feel like that gray area keeps getting bigger, and the actual perspective of it doesn't. We don't realize the effect that it's having. At least most of us don't. Some of us, like me, I see it, I get it, and the only reason why I get it is because my generation, for the most part, your generations, because I know a great deal of you out there are my age or around my age. The only reason why we recognize this is because we were kind of the last generation of not having social media, not having Facebook, not having, Instagram. All of those things generally became popular when my generation was either graduating high school or sophomore year of high school. And because of that, my generation doesn't really see, or my generation does see the changing effects that it has in the way our social standards and our interactions with each other are. Because, when I was a kid, throwing back like that old man slang right there, you didn't get to go and hop on Facebook and chat with your friends. If you wanted to talk to, Bill, who lives up the street, you had to go to Bill's house. And if Bill wasn't home, well, then you didn't talk to him. And so you travel to the next friend's house, and then you have to check in with mom and dad and let them know where you're at and where you're going. And, there's check-in points. Like, you got to check in, like, every hour or something like that. That stuff doesn't really happen anymore. And, I mean, the only parents that really enforced that to happen are parents from my generation, because it was enforced on us when we were kids. There was many a time when I was a kid that, I got in trouble because I didn't want to go in the house. I didn't want to come in. I wanted to stay out and play and do things with the kids in my neighborhood and things like that. But times, they are changing. In a world that we feel we are more connected than we have ever been, we are still very, very separated and far apart. And no parent really is teaching their kids the fundamentals of social interaction anymore. Everybody leans on social media. And I hate to act like I'm not part of that crowd, because I am part of that crowd. I have a YouTube channel. I do a lot of posts through Facebook. I keep up with a lot of my friends through Facebook. I don't go out of the house very often. However, my not going out of the house very often is solely based on the fact that I work all the time. I would love to go out and hang out with friends and stuff, but my work and my family pretty much consume my days. But you get where I'm going with this. So I guess the takeaway needs to be, or I want the takeaway to be, that we need to stop letting our kids, stop letting ourselves focus so much on the social media stuff and be more about actual human interaction and going to friends' houses and doing sleepovers and those kind of things. I can tell you right now, like, I've got a 9-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 1-year-old. I raised up for the better part, who is now a 13-year-old, 14-year-old. I don't think any of them have been invited to a sleepover in a very long time. It doesn't happen anymore. And we all need to get back. We need to get back to that. We need to get back to the actual interactions with each other, because the more we depend on computerized interaction, the further apart we get, the worse things become. Just my opinion. I'm gonna try to enjoy my Friday. I'm looking forward to clocking out today and just taking the weekend to regroup. I feel like this week has really beat me down mentally. I'm really, really exhausted. And I'm not talking physical exhaustion. Like, I'm fine physically. I've been breaking my diet left and right, and that's not good. Like, I've probably put on like 5 pounds. I got to cut this stuff off. I got to get back to my routines. The only person that can do that's me. I don't know. I think I'm going to take a break from social media this weekend. I'm going to take a break from doing YouTube videos for a few days. So this will be the last video you see of me until Monday. So I can try to just mentally regather myself. And hopefully come up with better content for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and sign off with that. Because I already know, like, today's going to be a long, grueling day. I've got a lot of work I got to make up for. I've got a lot of things that need to be done at the warehouse. So I already know that I'm going to be really busy and not going to have a lot of time to record anything. That's the reason why this video's already went to 12 minutes, and I'm kind of okay with it. I actually will couple this video with the 3-minute video I did from yesterday, I think, and let it go from there. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate all of you guys. All I want to do is I want to help other people. I want to be how do I put this? I want to be the voice that helps you, not another voice that tears you down. I hope I do that in this channel. That's the goal. I want to be inspiring. I want to push you guys forward, because I know how rough this life is. I know how bad things are, how bad things get, and I don't feel like any of us get enough push. So I hope I do my job. I just need a mental break, I feel like, at this point. Just some time to regroup. Like, you guys hear me talk about Rob Bailey all the time. I feel like that this is probably the reason why Rob Bailey goes on hiatuses on YouTube a lot. He goes on hiatuses because he probably just needs a mental break. I mean, he works twice as hard as I do, at least, and the only reason why I say that is because he owns his businesses. Like, he operates 7 different businesses, and so I can only imagine, like, the kind of mental stress he must go through on a regular basis. So I'm going to leave you guys with this on a Friday morning. This weekend, I'm challenging all of you, because since I'm not going to put out any more content until Monday, I'm going to challenge every single one of you. I'm going to challenge you guys to take this weekend, maybe not cut off your social media outlets, but limit them, and regroup. Spend time with your family, spend time with your friends. Don't go posting what you're eating for dinner on Instagram for a little bit, you know? Break away from the normal social media circles that we're all accustomed to using on a frequent basis. And mentally regroup for next week. I'm sure if I need it, I'm sure you guys do too. Everybody needs a mental break at some point. So my challenge for everyone this weekend is to take that break, to completely break away from normal social media, normal routine, and just rest. Enjoy your days. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, and we will. I'll be back on Monday. You guys have a wonderful weekend.